Can you talk about a poem you wrote 1 month stand? Talk about it. How? Do you have a question? The silence after the question, bro, I know, it's so bad. Like, called 1 month stand. Like what it's written about. Thank you. So it's written about a 1 month stand that I had. That was just terrible, but also like truly one of the most like growing up experiences that I've had. For a long time. So it really my big nose. I know I got a big nose, dog. I'm proud. Your girl likes it when I'm down there, you know what I'm saying? But just that kind of relationship was really hard. Why am I live going inactive? Ugh, so annoying. Oh. The relationship was really hard, but it changed me a lot. And I think I realized that I was glorifying someone who wasn't necessarily a good person, but rather brought out parts of me that I really valued. And I think it really made me relish in like, and I think I say in the poem, I say, for I relish in my sensitivity. Like I love that I was so heartbroken by it because it made me feel like, it made me feel alive again, you know? It made me feel like because before we met, I had a really bad eating disorder. I was really depressed. I just wasn't a real person. I had dated this girl for a while and like hadn't been social and whatever else. And it was a really toxic relationship, but it made me feel real. You know, it made me feel real. It made me feel real, and it's not something I would live through again, per se. Like, I don't want to experience it again, but I think at first I was really sad that I did experience it. And then I realized that, not fucking with that. That was the thing. It was my first heartbreak that I didn't feel numb. I felt everything. I was so angry. I was so angry and like heartbroken. And then I was raw and I was distressed and I felt broken, and then I felt vindictive, and then I felt beautiful, and then I felt like grateful. And like I actually went through the mourning process, because every other thing that I've ever experienced, it was always like, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I always had that defensive response. No, I don't care, but I had one good breakups. This was my first like bad like ending. I had a good breakup before, and we're still I'm still in touch with her and whatnot. But this relationship, like, actually, if I saw them in public, I would walk away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would immediately leave where I was. And I've never had that before. And I don't know, it hurt. And it was very good. It was like the first time I had, oops, sorry guys. It was the first time I had loved as a woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like a grown-up. I was making my own choices. I was living on my, I had been living on my own before that, but like, I was, you know, I was in it. I think the difference is it was the first time I'd been emotionally vulnerable. I'm a very, like, I know on here, because of my poetry and stuff, you guys interpret me as a very emotional person. And I'm a super, super, super emotional person. But I have a tendency in my actual life, my social life, to really turn it off. Like, I tend to just close off or, you know, be tougher than I am. And I want to see a lot of just dishonesty with, like, the trueness of how much I feel. Like, I protect myself in that way. And it was like the first time I, you know, didn't. Advice I would give my 17-year-old self: eat fucking food. How did you go back to talking to people after not being social for so long? I am a very socially confident person. I'm not particularly shy. So it was never, I don't really have great advice for it because it was never something I struggle with personally. Do you feel there's a disconnect between online you and real you? Absolutely, which is why I go on live a lot, because I like for my followers to see that I'm not just like a complete like emotional wreck all the time. Like, I also experience happiness, and I have friendships and relationships, and like, you know, I write a lot of sad poetry, but and cry on TikTok, but it's like, that's my coping, you know what I mean? Like, it's a place where I feel like able to be vulnerable, which sounds stupid because it's a huge social media platform, but it helps me like have that connection. People online hold specific expectations and vice versa in real life. Yeah, I think it's, of course, everyone's going to interpret you how they want to interpret you, though, in life.